welcome to the Speeding Bulletin. My name is Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com. This is all the Superman related news that happened during the week July 9th to July 15th, 2010. Last week we reported that we'd heard a rumour that Chris Columbus was being offered the job of directing the upcoming Superman movie. This week there was another rumour doing the rounds via GeekTyrant.com, this one claiming that Christopher Nolan's brother Jonathan could be directing the movie instead. GeekTyrant.com also claims that Zachary Levi from the NBC TV show Chuck has auditioned for the movie, possibly for the role of Superman, but that seems highly unlikely. A few days later, MovieHole.net added their voice to the Jonathan Nolan as director rumour, while also adding that a TV star is being looked at for the lead role of Clark Kent Superman, not Zachary Levi, some other popular TV actor that no one is thinking of, but everyone will be thrilled with if he pulls on the blue tights. Who could that be? ComicBookMovie.com think the actor in question could be Nathan Fillion from TV's Castle. As always, we'll just have to wait and see what comes of all this and wait for official word from Warner Brothers. The trailer for Superman Batman Apocalypse was released online this week. To save an Earthbound Kryptonian, the Man of Steel and the Dark Knight unite once again, this time to battle the powerful forces of Darkseid. The highly anticipated full-length film will be distributed by Warner Home Video as a special edition Blu-ray and 2-disc special edition DVD, as well as single-disc DVD. The film will also be available on demand and for download from September 28th. Warner Brothers has announced a 2011 compilation DVD collecting all the DC Showcase animated shorts released to date. Included with the DC Showcase, The Spectre, Jonah Hex and Green Arrow will be Superman Shazam: The Return of Black Adam. While the previous DC Showcase shorts have all run 10 minutes in length, Superman Shazam: The Return of Black Adam will run 22 minutes. In TV news, there was lots of Smallville bits and pieces this week. It's back to work for the cast and crew as they get started on the show's 10th and final season. Laura Vandervoort will be returning to Smallville in the 10th and final season to reprise her role as Kara, aka Supergirl. Vandervoort will be back for one episode tentatively scheduled to air in October. Reportedly, the episode will be titled Supergirl. There's also word that actors are currently being looked at by the casting crew for 3 roles, Nancy, Liam and Shaira. Shaira is no doubt Hawkgirl, but speculation is running wild just who Liam might be. As for Nancy, KryptonSite.com says that she'll be appearing in the 2nd episode of Season 10, which will be titled S.H.I.E.L.D. Supposedly Nancy is a really annoying seeming character who comes to work at the Daily Planet. Warner Home Video has released a promotional poster image for Smallville the complete 9th season, being released to both DVD and Blu-ray disc. Each year to highlight the San Diego Comic-Con, TV Guide magazine releases a Comic-Con special edition of the magazine with 4 different covers to collect. This year's Smallville is one of those covers. Warner Brothers Television Group will distribute copies of the magazine at Comic-Con exclusively at the Warner Brothers booth. The special issue will then be available on newsstands beginning Monday, July 26th. The Warner Brothers booth will also be the only place you'll be able to grab yourself a cool Smallville swag bag. Superman homepage reviewer James Lance continues reviewing episodes of the 1950s Adventures of Superman TV series. Come to the site now to read his review of The Whistling Bird, in which Uncle Oscar, while trying to invent a new glue, comes up with a new explosive instead. Crooks steal his parakeet, which has memorized part of the formula. While new Superman homepage reviewer Jim Bennett starts his run reviewing episodes from the Superboy TV series for those nostalgic for the 1980s. Check out his review of the Season 1 episode titled Hollywood, in which Clark travels back in time. In comic book news, DC's The Source is a 5-page sneak peek inside the pages of Superman 701, the start to the year-long Grounded story. Starting with Superman 701, J. Michael Straczynski and artist Eddie Barrows begin a historic storyline in the pages of Superman as the Man of Steel walks across America to not only reconnect with his adopted home, but the people that populate it. His first stop, Philadelphia. Writer Paul Cornell attended Convergence 2010 in Atlanta last month, and while there he organised a group of people to do a live reading of his first issue of Action Comics issue number 890. You can watch a 2-part video via YouTube. The 59th episode of the From Crisis to Crisis podcast is now online. This week Jeff and Mike look at the 2 Superman-related annuals from 1990, Adventures of Superman Annual Number 2 and Legion 90 Annual Number 1. As there were no new Superman comics last week, the only comic book we reviewed this week was an old one from December 1970, where Charlie Niemeyer continued his Superman vs. The Flash reviews, examining World's Finest number 199. There are Superman comics shipping this week from July 14th, and they are Adventure Comics number 516, Super Friends number 29, and Superman 701, which is available in an alternate cover. In other news, a special panel dedicated to Superman's creators Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster will be held at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. The panel will be held on Thursday, July 22nd from 1 PM to 2:30 PM. The panel will discuss the creative influences and legal issues surrounding Siegel and Shuster's early characters. Speaking of Comic-Con, ActionFigureInsider.com reports that Mattel will be offering Starro Spores as an exclusive gift for people that purchase Mattel's JLA Brave and the Bold Infinite Heroes box set at the show. They come in sets of 4 in a separate poly bag. The facehuggers will fit on most 5-inch to 7-inch action figures in your collection. Christopher Dennis, well known to Superman fans as the Hollywood Walk of Fame Man of Steel, was arrested for loitering on July 8th as he and friend Batman handed out flyers for a local memorabilia shop. Dennis, who has been dressing as the Man of Steel since 1991, said he was not competing with any shops and was simply doing the job he was hired for. He said, "Then they handcuffed us and took us to jail." And that's all the Superman news there was for the week July 9th to July 15th. I'm Steve Younis from SupermanHomepage.com.
Hello, welcome to Bailey Planet. I am here to complain this week for a welcome change. I was just looking at my figures, you know. Yeah, I'm a grown 30-year-old man with action figures. Let the comments fly. But okay, so you got this guy, right? You see this guy? Woo! This is the very first action figure I ever got. It's got fist-pumping action. It's from the 1980 Super Friend cartoon. And then you got this guy. This was the Public Enemies figure, right? What's the difference here when you're a kid, or even when you're a 30-year-old man? You know, it's like okay, look at this. I'm not doing anything. He's already got pumping fist actions. You know, I noticed that the cape is gone from years of wear, and the head's paint's kind of sucked off. But that wasn't me. That was my brother. Yeah, that explains a lot of reviews. But anyway, so yeah, you look at these modern toys. You know, look at this thing. The cape is short. I guess that reflects the art. But like, how's he gonna throw a punch? You know, it's like it's, oh wait, okay. So this one's kind of got some arm action. It can move there. That's all right. But it's like he's very stiff and wooden, and I've had literally heads fall off of these stupid things because of it. But like, this is a $14, $15 figure. This I remember was like $5. You know, you could find it at the supermarket. And then you got this. Like, this is the DC $7, $8 Fred Meyer, you know, piece of crap. And it's pretty cool. You know, you got all these bending hand motions. You can turn him and punch him. You can pull off his armor, and you get this darn piece of kryptonite that won't come out of his hand no matter how hard you try. Where usually they're flying off with the custom figures, you know, and even a crappy ray gun. Woo! You know, you've seen him in a couple of videos over the years. And then you got this guy. I haven't touched him in most of 2 years. You can see dust on the front, you know. Here's why. Like, you look at him. Oh, look, his arm fell off. Yeah, well, look at that. I'm not sure if the other one does. Yep. Oh, look at that. The other arm fell off. Yeah, you throw a punch with this guy and you turn into, like, this is like Special Olympics Lex, I guess. And before you yell at me, I've got relatives in the Special Olympics. I might even be in the Special Olympics myself someday. But anyway, then that's like a $15 figure, and now it's broken all over my desk, alright? And then you get like this Darkseid thing. Like, okay, alright, like, check out this monster Darkseid figure, you know? He's like, "Rrr," but he throws upside down punches. You know, all he can do is like, he can do the back fist, I guess, from Shotokai and karate, but that's about it, you know, and you have to kind of hurt, and he didn't, you know, his eyes don't light up. You squeeze his legs together, watch what happens. The toy will break, you know, but yet, look, his legs can turn around on the axis, you know, so you can, like, you can turn into the Exorcist Darkseid, I don't know. I guess the point being, I want some $5 toys that actually articulate and don't just look cool, because after this pose gets boring, he looks really stupid on the shelf, but when I'm thinking, I still pick up this guy after 25 years and go like this.